Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years.
Hi everyone. Today we're going to be working on this 07 Mazda 6. And we're going to be installing quite a few parts that we stock at 1aauto.com. If any of these parts or any other parts you need, click on the link in the description and head on over to 1aauto.com. We're going to be removing the front bumper, which also involves disconnecting electrical connectors for the marker assembly. First practice on anything you're dealing with electrical in the car is to disconnect the negative cable. And in that way, I just take a 10mm wrench. For this model, it's a 10mm bolt on it. I take that negative and I set it aside. I don't want it to touch anything. I'm going to cover up that positive. It should have been covered. So now we're pretty much safe to disconnect anything electrical and not cause any surging going back. We're going to start by removing these two upper screws on each side. It's a Phillips. One is metal, and the other one's a plastic body clip. And it still has a Phillips drive on it. I find the best way to do these is like let the weight of the screwdriver. If you push down like that, you're never gonna see how it skips itself. So just pop it up. You can use a body tool or you can use your fingers to lift it up. You can do the same two on the other side. Plastic likes to break easy, so gentle. Once these four top screws are taken out, you're going to need to raise and support the vehicle. I have a 2-post lift, so I'm going to raise mine up to go to the undercarriage. You at home can jack it up and put jack stands underneath on a nice secure spot. Once you've raised the vehicle and supported it, we're going to remove these 4 little bolts, screws, and it's an 8mm head for the socket. There's 4 on each side, and then there's going to be 2 bolts in the middle that are a 10mm head socket. This one, the clip is broken on it, the plastic is broken off, so obviously I can't show you removing that one. So I'm going to move over to the passenger side, take the same 4 off on this side. All right, so now I'm going to switch over to a 10mm socket so I can get the 2 center bolts. Once these 2 bolts are down, we have to lower the vehicle to midway. So you're going to have to get in the fender well to remove the inner fender well bolts. So those 2 are out of the way. I'm going to bring your vehicle down. So once I've got the vehicle to a comfortable height, I can remove these 2 plastic body clips, and they're Phillips head on them. So, and these are you gotta gently unscrew the plastic and hold, you might have to hold the base. It spins sometimes, so just use your finger to put pressure on it. And it's a plastic clip, so this top one's the same exact way. See how the whole thing spins? So I have to hold it, the outer edge, and just slightly unscrew. If it doesn't work, don't get discouraged, because we're going to use a flathead screwdriver to pry it out, just like this one is not cooperating. So because it didn't want to work with me, I got a little pocket screwdriver, and I'm going to wedge it in here. You can try a trim tool. Sometimes the road dirt gets in there and it jams the threads up. Let's see if I can get it to come out just a smidge. Oh, we're just going to use this enough. Now we get enough of this pulled out. We can get our body tool, pry it in there. Once the fender well is out of the way, there is one more mounting bolt up in here we have to disconnect. So now you're going to have to undo this last little screw in here. It's a Phillips head on it. And let's hope the weather treated us kindly. And it will come right out. Now we have to do the same thing to the other side. We're going to remove those 2 clips and that 1 Phillips head screw. So now that we've removed all our mounting bolts on both fender wells, top and bottom, right in here is a nice little couple of clips. And we need to grab that bumper and just hold it securely because it might fall out. I'm just going to pop that side out of there. We're going to go over to the passenger side and do the same. Now we have marker lights that are still attached. So when I go to lift this off, we know that we have a harness that's still attached. So luckily it's working with me. If you want to see the marker light assembly, it's right there. So I'm just going to pinch the tab. If I can see it. In this case I can't. So I'm going to just turn it out and let that lamp sit. Hold on. Move my way to the other side, holding onto the bumper. And I'm going to remove this marker lamp the same way. Let's see what else we have in here. So we have a crash sensor. So I disconnected the factory harness to where a fog lamp would be. This car is wired for fog lights but doesn't have them. So they just put this grill in and clip that in so that dirt and grime doesn't get into it. So in the future, if you wish to install fog lights, you can. So now with the bumper disconnected, I'm ready to remove it and walk away. So now that you have the bumper out of the way, you can access the headlight assemblies. So we're going to change both of them. We're going to do the driver's side first. There is 4 mounting screws. There's 2 on the top, 1 on the inner fender well, and then 1 in the front. It's down on the bottom half here. Right in there. Right there. They are a 10mm socket. So I'm going to do the bottom ones first, so that way I can have the assembly in my hand. Ooh, caught it. Now I'm going to give it a quick tug out. No, I'm not. That's another mounting screw down here. And here is the 5th mounting screw. Now we can pull the headlamp assembly forward. We're going to disconnect our main connector. There's a tab right there. I'm going to push down on that tab. Pull it out, and now we're going to switch our bulbs over. And that's our headlight assembly. This H1 is the daytime running light bulb. I'm going to set that aside. And then we have the turn signal bulb, which is this plastic gray color fin. I'm going to twist it and we pull it out. And there's our turn signal bulb. I'm going to push down on it and spin counterclockwise so that the tabs, you have a high and a low tab. This is a 2357 bulb, amber 2357. It's crucial to get the amber color because the lens is clear. To reinstall, you would do the same. You see a high notch and a low notch. Line up the 2 in these guides. Push down on the spring and twist. You can see it right there. That's the lock nut. So first we're going to take out the low beam headlight. It's over here on the far corner. There's a tab, that metal bar. I'm going to push down on it and undo it from the hook, let it come up. Now I can pull the bulb up. Just pull on the tab. This is an 1255 H1 bulb. Set that aside. Now in here we have like a running light, daytime running light. I'm gonna have to use a pair of pliers to get in there. See it first. Twist it, pull out. So the high beam is an H1 also. So you can get a blister pack of 2 bulbs to change both your high and your low beam at the same time. I recommend that because lights go by hours, and if they have the same hours on them, they're gonna go out. So once you put the high beam bulb back in place, see how it lines up? You got a flat spot. It's got 2 notches. See, it's got a dimple here. It lines up. You're gonna pull down the metal clip, clip it onto that side, and then to that side. Hook up our electrical connector. It's a spade. Let it snap down in. Reassemble our cover. This keeps any moisture out. It has the moisture barrier, the rubber seal. Keeps the weather away. And twist and lock. Goes into the guide pins. Now we can reassemble the blinker. The blinker bulb comes on this long adaptive. It's got metal tabs that are going to make contact up here. So you're going to slide that in. Find which one works. You're going to slide that right in, push, turn clockwise until it snaps in. There it is. And now we're going to move down to the low beam. I'm going to press that. Take my lid off. Grab my H1 bulb. And this is located down here in the corner. It has 1 tab, not 2. So I'm going to push down that metal single tab. Unlock it. Bring it up. Pay attention to the flat spot. See my tab. So I'm gonna angle it down in there. Let that fall into place. I can pull that tab down, the lock tab. Just gonna push on the top, slide it over, hook it. It's hooked into place. Find my electrical connector, spade, and just slide it on there. So you might need a pair of needle nose. I'm gonna give it my best. I'm gonna use a pair of pliers. Got it down in there. There, now it's on. I can push it into place. That's on nice and tight. I'm gonna put on my weather cover. Keep the weather out. You get your 2 bottom tabs. Slides right in. Give it a push down. Let the top lock. Seal. So now that we have our headlight assembly over here at the car, we're going to look at the electrical connector and make sure there's no damage to it, no burnt eyelets. They all look good condition. The seal is still in there. So I'm going to reassemble, let it click in. Line my headlight up, assembly up. You see a plastic ear tab right there. See this? That's going to guide it right in. Let's check our side over here. Put this long tab in that slotted hole for it. There we go. Now we get our mounting screws. So you have 3 of the short bolts and 1 long. The long one goes into the side closest to the AC condenser. That's where the long bolt is located. And I want to re-advocate that you have 4 of the short ones and 1 long one because it's 5 total. Now I'm going to move to the side before I really tighten everything up. I like to get all my bolts in and started. The side one goes right in there. Now I can tighten them all down. Hand tight. The torque on these is actually 62 to 75 inch-pounds. So if you have a torque wrench and you'd like to torque them down, make sure it goes to inch-pounds. One last one. It's a reverse procedure to do the passenger side headlight. So once you've done your passenger side, you're ready to assemble the bumper. Let's install the front bumper. We start by picking it up and lining up the center. Try not to scratch the body. Just pick it up. You see the pins where it goes. And then we can go to the side. You want to put it on top of the lip there. Get it right in. Push it in. Follow yourself around to the other side. Do the same thing. I'm going to put my body clip in on one side, then the other. So if you need to put a small screwdriver in there to help line up the other hole, this is what I would do, just to push that body piece over. Maybe we're going to put the bolt in first. See how it won't line up over there? It's not uncommon for once you've taken a body piece apart for it not to line up 100% until you get it in there. So I'm gonna grab the mounting screw, see if I can force it in. Now it seems like I have more of a chance of exposing this down there. There we go. Tighten this up. Move to my other side, put this one in. This is where I'm going to raise up the vehicle and start putting my fender well back together. We're going to put the 2 screws that go up into the metal, sheet metal into the body. Now I'm going to put my sheet metal screw with the Phillips head back up on the end of the bumper flare here. I'm going to repeat the process on the other side before I put the plastic pins in. Before I snug it up, I just want to make sure that that body's not sticking out or in too far. I like to try to get it to line up just right. Now I'm going to move to the other side. I'm just going to pay attention to that body trim again, the bumper where it meets the fender. Okay. Now I'm going to start installing my plastic clips on the inside fender flare on both sides. Now I'm going to raise the vehicle all the way up. Before I attach the under the bumper splash shield, I'm reconnecting my connectors. This is the fog light connector to the fake fog lens cover. And then both markers. I'm going to reattach both markers up on top, one there on the driver's side, and then one on the passenger side. So now I can attach, once I've attached my electrical connectors on the marker lenses, I put up the driver's side splash shield and put my little screws in with my 8mm head socket. There's 4 on each side, passenger side, then driver's side. And then I have the 2 center bolts. Now I'm going to do the same on the passenger side. Now we have 2 in the center. That's it. And we will be done installing the front bumper. These are the 10mm head bolts. They have a spacer on them because they pick up the gap for the front thickness of the bumper. At one time this car had a splash shield on it. It seems to be missing. So that would also pick up the gap of the plastic that is supposed to go here. And that is it. We are done. Check your lights. Make sure they operate properly before you head down the road.
This is a basic tutorial on how to aim the headlights on your vehicle. Find the axis of your headlights. This is usually indicated with a small dot or the headlight bulb size on the lens. If not, it's the actual center point of your headlight bulb. Transfer this mark to a vertical wall with a preferably dark color that'll allow you to back up 25 feet. Pull up and find the center line of your vehicle as well as the center line of your headlight axis. Mark the wall with the height of the headlights and a straight line going across at that axis height. Back your vehicle up 25 feet from the wall to the front edge of your vehicle's headlights. Turn your headlights on and locate the adjusting screw, usually on the back side of your headlights. You'll want to rotate this until the passenger hotspot or focus of the beam is approximately 2 inches below the line and the driver's side is 4 inches below the line. We change the heights on each side so you can still get a good beam to the off side of the road on the passenger side and have the driver's side low enough to not blind oncoming traffic.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at oneauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.